So in this session, we'll see what is functions and how to write functions in Python. So as we all know that why we use functions. So here I have written, it's kind of idea of reusability. So you're just writing once for a specific task and then you're calling whenever you want. So every programming language has its own inbuilt functions. So there are many inbuilt functions called max is there and min is there, sort is there. So many are there. So to the max, we are just sending the parameters and I'm getting the maximum, the element. And similarly min also like that. I have number of functions. I'll be using those functions for a specific task. So what I mean to say, just functions are used when I want to reuse the code as many times I need it instead of writing number of times. So that is a function generally. And in Python, how we write functions and the basic syntax and the examples we'll take. So first I'll explain the syntax part here. So this is syntax, def, then function name and parameters. Here the body of the function will come, the body or the code which we are executing, body or a code you can say, and return. So this is the basic syntax of the function, and here def is a defining. You need to define the function, that is def, and function name you can give any function name. Only thing is how we have rules to naming a variable. The variable should not start with a number, or a variable there should not be blank space. So we have some rules to name like that. Same rules applies in the while naming a function. And then the parameters, what if I'm receiving the parameters or if I'm dealing with parameters, then I'll be using those parameters. It is optional. This is optional. This is optional, and this is also optional. So this is a basic, you can say, syntax of a function. So before writing example, three things are very much important. The first is declaration of a function, and then definition of a function, and calling of a function. If you do not call the function will not execute. That is the only thing here. So let's see some examples here. So def. So in this example you can say, so I'll say def and my name. My name. Yes. So in this case, the function name is my name. You can give any name. So the name should be meaningful. That is the only thing we need to consider here. So my name, and then I'll say this print. Hello. My name is Jackson. Yeah, so I have written the declaring the function, and then definition is also over. Then I need to call the function. I'll just call it by that name, my name. So then this is how I call. This is not taking any parameters, so I'll not be sending any parameters. So if I'm not, in this case, I'm not dealing with the parameters. That's why I'm not just kept it plain, simple. So this is one of the example. Then this is first version. Second, I'll just write in down of it. Just for separation, I'll just draw this line so that you should not get confused in this case. So same way, if I'm passing a parameters, then how it will be. So here def, and I'll say sum 10 x comma y. So here what I'll do, I'll write a function which do the calculation, the summation, and result will be displayed in the function itself. Yeah. So in this one, say I say x and y, so z equal to x plus y. And I'll print this result z. Now I need to call this function. Below this, I'll call this function. I said this is taking 2 parameters, so I need to pass 2 parameters here, 10, 20. So 10 will be saved in x, passed to x, 20 will be saved in y, and both are calculated, summation will be done, and then stored in z, z is printed. So now you can see I am sending here functions with parameters. Here functions are there with parameters. One more I have, but in this case, if you see, this is my function. This is my function. This is my function and the function body. So here only I am printing the data. What if I want to return the value back to the function where it is called? That time I use the return keyword, return, which returns the value back to the main program or from where it is initiated. So third version I'll write here only. So same program I'll say def sum 10 x y z equal to x plus y, and then this result, instead of printing, what I'll do, I'll just say return z. Yeah, and in calling, so here I'm calling this, here I'm calling like that function I need to call, so I just call sum 10, 20. I called. So after, so this function is called, this function executed and returned the result back to this the main program, the main line from where we have called it. So definitely, obviously, it's like when I'm throwing a ball to you, you should catch it. So you need a space to catch it. So same thing, you need a variable. You know, variable is memory location. So here I'll say result res equal to sum 10, 20. So this function will be called, executed, then return z. So from here the z will come, will be stored in the, now z will come here, and 10 and 20 will go there. So that's how how the function returns the data, and then how it will be handled in the main program. So this is about the function, how to write a function, and then how with parameters how to use the function, and with parameters how to handle the return values and how to send and return the values. So this is about the function. So tomorrow in next session we'll see other parts, like how like for multiple tasks how we can write the functions.